What's up YouTube, NCG here, bringing you a Lightsworn deck profile, 60 cards, Lightsworns. Now obviously they're incredibly powerful and they do receive some support in extreme forces. JD being an insane boss monster as he is, on top of that you mix it with the zombie engine, you kind of love milling. So, without further ado, I'll take you through the deck and show you what we've got. So we play a quite standard lineup of a double JD. Because we're mixing with the zombies, 2 is more than enough. He's an incredible power play card, but when you need him, you either search him out or you'll draw into him when you need him. Triple Lumina, again, quite straightforward in the Lightsworn engine. You want to be using this to pitch all your dead cards to graveyard and then reviving the Lightsworns that you need. Mainly this guy here, Raiden. Raiden obviously lets you mill 2 more, plus he is, of course, a tuner on top of that. We then play Triple Wolf, which can be a busted brick, but also when you mill this card, it is happy days because you get to revive it from the graveyard and then continue to make your plays, also including your rank 4 plays and maybe even some link plays. We play the one Felice Archer. Now, obviously, when the new support comes out, you'll bump her up to maybe 2. But because she is specific, she only goes off when it's sent by a monster effect from the deck to the graveyard. It's kind of a bit more specific and less required, and it is another name in the graveyard for JD. The other one we play is Minerva Lightsworn Maiden. Again, this kind of helps search you out of JD, but on top of that, gives you an additional 2 mills to help extend and extend your graveyard. Now you can play Lila, and like I said, another Felice. Just be getting them more names in graveyard for JD for when you use him, because 9 times out of 10 your Lumina, your Raiden and your Wolf will be in your grave. It's getting these last 2 cards, or like your other Minerva, they exalted Lightsworn into the graveyard to kind of get the effect going. Now for our zombie engine, we play triple Mizuki, very straightforward in that one, and triple Shiranui Solitaire. Obviously this is your 1 card level 8 or rank 4 synchro. We play double Unizombie because 9 times out of 10 you want your Shiranui Solitaire to go into Unizombie rather than having to normal summon your Unizombie out, because unless you've got the ability to pitch a Mizuki and then either upgrade one of your opponent's monsters a level, Unizombie can suffer a little bit. We play the one Spirit Master and the one Gozuki, both to help your combo plays go. For the plant engine, we play triple Lone Fire and double Scorpio. This kind of ratio works a lot better for me, in my personal opinion. Ideally, you want your Lone Fire to go into your Scorpio. You can bump Scorpio up to 3 if you want, but what you've got to remember is unless you've got the ability to kind of bounce back, or you play multiple Garnets, which in this deck we don't, after you use the effect once, or after you've got to Scorpio once, you then don't really have the ability to use its effects again. And then obviously the one Darlington Cobra. Next up we play triple Fairy Tale Snow, busted as hell in this deck because some of your monsters get effects off when they're banished, and not to mention because of the amount of milling you do, you'll always have fodder for this card. Double Goblin Bird can help get your plays going, especially if you open up with like a Raiden. You drop them 2 in, you go into a Minerva, you get some mills, and then hopefully, with the luck, you've extended your plays. The one Eclipse Wyvern to get your JD. The one Giant Rex, because when it's banished either off of Snow or Left Arm Offering, you're getting it back, so it kind of helps extend your rank 4 plays. Your Heroic Challenger Thousand Blade that combos off nicely with your Perform Age Trick Clown. And of course, your Gem Knight Garnet. Next up, we play the one Electromagnetic Turtle, because with the milling, I would like to have something in my graveyard that can kind of just go, cool, stop. So during your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard and end the battle phase, which is really, really cool. If you don't want to play this, obviously the one thing I haven't fit in here, which I really want to, is Ash Blossoms. Again, that's more because of space. There are ones that you can like take out if you don't want to, like your Giant Rex you can probably get rid of if you want to. Obviously your Electromagnetic Turtle. Last up we play the one Maxi. Again, you can play your Ash over the Maxi, but Maxi is just incredibly powerful. Now for the spells, because we play the Lightsworn engine, we've got triple Solar Recharge and triple Charge of the Light Brigade, all incredibly powerful cards, and do the job that the deck needs to with the mills and the search of what you need. Triple Brilliant Fusion, again, the deck goes off massively well with the Brilliant Fusion combo. Obviously that's your way to get into your Link monsters, and it's also the way to get into your new Link monster when it comes out in Extreme Forces, so you need to keep your eyes out for that one. Triple Left Arm Offering, these can either be used to search out your Brilliant Fusions, but ideally you're going to be using it to search out that Grass Looks Greener because it is only at 1, and that 20 card mill, or maybe even more mill, can be incredibly powerful and change the course of the game for you. Double Pot of Desires, we abuse Cypher Lord Omega in the extra deck so you can revive your cards, banished cards back, and not to mention the +2 is again a natural game changer. Double Gold Sark, these can be played at 3 if you wish, but it's a nice little out. It can also search you out your Grassroots Green or any card you really need to, mainly for later games or games that are going to last a little bit longer. But if your opponent's built a board and you need to bait something out, you can always banish your Spirit Master or your Solitaire or your Giant Rex, and again it kind of helps extend your plays out a bit further. And then for the one-offs, we play the 1 Grassroots Greener, the 1 Soul Charge, and the 1 Foolish Burial. Again, Foolish Burial can help extend your plays or fill up your graveyard with snows or anything that you might be missing in the graveyard. Soul Charge is just a game winner, or especially if you can make an indestructible board. And of course, that Grassroots Greener is the main card for the deck, and there was a reason it was taken down from 3 to 1. Now onto the extra deck. Quite straightforward lineup. We play the 1 Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn. There are some times where I want to play 2 of this, but 1 is more than enough because of the other cards I have in this deck. The 1 Baguska, for those times you've got a slower hand, Baguska can really stall your opponent out. Tornado Dragon to deal with your opponent's back row, and your MX Xavier Invoker to deal with your Misius Radiant combo plays. Speaking of which, we play the 1 Misius Radiant, the 1 Proxy Dragon, the 1 Deco Talker, and the 1 Borreload Dragon, because Borreload is busted as hell and can be incredibly powerful in this deck. For our fusion, obviously the 1 Gem Knight Seraphonite, and then of course for our synchros, we play the 1 Michael, the Arch Lightsworn for the mills, the banish, and obviously everything else that has another name for Lightsworn. Your Black Rose Dragon to reset the board. Double Psyframe Lord Omega, because ripping from your opponent's hand is always fun, not to mention the fact you can recycle your Mizukis, your Snows, your Giant Rexes, pretty much anything that you've banished that you need back. The 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend to nuke the board and deal more damage to your opponent. It can actually get you game because you make this guy do all your damage, or don't make this guy do all the damage, make main phase 2, then use his effect, and kind of pretty much one game there. And then builds a Diabolical Dragon. It's a bit more specific, but it is still incredibly powerful and a handful for your opponent to kind of deal with. So being able to make builds is just kind of second to none really in this deck. Especially when you have so much board presence to kind of protect builds as well, with stuff like your Fairy Tale Snows. It's kind of, you know, invaluable in the deck. So that is it for the deck profile. Quite straightforward, quite to the point. If you wanted to minimise the Lightsworn engine and kind of balance it back out, you would probably take out the Lightsworns themselves. You'd probably take out the JDs and focus more with hand traps and protecting what you already have, and allow the zombies to kind of get you to the extra deck and your power monsters. But this is for a Lightsworn deck, so this is as kind of like pure as it can get. And still be very, very powerful and very, very useful. And like I said, after Extreme Forces, it definitely gets a nice little bump up with Curious, the Dominion, and then not to mention your Skuldreet as well, that can also help in this deck massively, special summoning monsters from hand, and being able to draw 4 and shuffle 3 back in is very, very nice as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next week, guys, see ya.